Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Road Waves 3 with me, Omega, in the Kaiserliche Marine, the navy of the German Empire. So it has been some time since I last recorded, and I apologize for that, but I had vacation and stuff and wasn't able to properly pre-record enough episodes, especially because each one of these takes me at least an hour to record, and it takes at least an hour to prepare the almanac, and then there's editing and stuff. Well, you know the gist. Anyway, I'm back, and we are here with January 1916 edition of our fleet overview. So what's our situation? Well, we've seen quite a bit of a dramatic decrease in relations with almost every single nation, with the exception of Spain and Austria-Hungary, with whom we have alliance. But none of the relations that we have are anywhere near critical levels. The highest or worst relations we have or the highest tensions or the worst relations we have are with Russia and France and Great Britain. With all of them we have strained relations. Other than that, we have increased tensions with United States and Italy. We have very good relations with Japan. Well, actually, very good relations with Japan. When you look at the map, though, or I mean, not the map, but the other nations on the, what would you call it, the diplomatic overview? When you look at the map of the relations, that could be a nice word. Either way, we see that the war between Spain and United States is ongoing, and there is a pretty unhealthy, I'd say, tensions between Austria and Italy. So, we might see another round of that war with Italy. We actually ended a couple of years ago, didn't we? Yeah, 1910. So 6 years ago, and it turns out they might be coming for another round. I mean, they've lost their colonies to us. They've lost most of their navy to us. So in such an instance, if another war would break, it would be even more devastating for them, because when you look at it, they have no allies. So we would be, of course, pulled into a war with Italy, and it wouldn't be good for them, because we are now the second strongest navy in the world. We have nearly 410,000 tons, and Italy has about half of that at 220,900. Austria-Hungary is much weaker than Italy. It has 154,200 tons, and such conflict between them would be more in favor of Italy than Austria-Hungary. But with us on the playing field, we could pretty much completely destroy Italy at this point and, strip them of the rest of their colonies and force them into complete submission. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. Generally speaking, though, the tonnage has grown quite significantly. All of the great powers added 110,500 tons altogether. The biggest chunks going to Great Britain with 57,300 tons, and USA added 32,300 tons. We added 26,500, and the other nations added a little bit or lost a little bit due to scrapping. No, actually, who is at war? Spain and United States. Spain added 3,300 tons, and USA added. Okay, so their war is not affecting them. We've seen that. There hasn't really been that many clashes between these two nations, which is kind of interesting. Either way, the tonnage comparison, you can see that it's going up again. I still cannot get over the fact that Great Britain had nearly 700,000 tons around 1904, and now they're still catching up. That's just insane. Really interesting. As the combined tonnage, you can see that our share keeps increasing, as is most of the shares on the map, and here is the actual or relative share, where you can see that we have now reached 17.02%. We are definitely becoming one of the very dominant nations in the world, which, makes me happy. Economy-wise, we have broken all our records. Our yearly budget is now nearly 310,000 Reichsmark, which is just crazy. We also have nearly the highest funds that we ever had. The only exception was 1907, when we gathered like 50,000 Reichsmark in donations from our people to build more battleships, and now we have 11% of our funds as a liquid reserve, which is great. We're doing really good. We have per month increase of 24.61%, which you can see relatively, clearly on the chart. Total expenses, though, increased slightly more, 29%, and we are just barely above our income by 0.2%, which is fine, it's really fine. We're building and refitting a ton of ships, so it really isn't. And, with this kind of a budget and this kind of reserve, I actually think that it's healthy to spend a little bit more. Ship costs went up by 9.3%. Submarines went up by 3.85%. Aircraft are now costing us actually quite a lot, 1,108 Reichsmark per month. I should probably say that this cost is the aircraft and airfields. I combine it into one cost that we can see here. It's about 4.31% at this point. Fortification, 316, that remains the same. Construction went up by 36%. We are now at 16,552 Reichsmark, which is 64% of our budget. I kind of funny that in many years we didn't even have such a huge budget altogether, and now we're paying just that for construction. It's really, really going well. I'm also not entirely sure how the aircraft works, though, because we have just 2 airplanes at this point. So I think the cost for aircraft, actually construction of the aircraft and the maintenance, is going to be much lower, because we're filling up a lot of airfields, and we are, preparing an air wing for our first light carrier. So it's going to be interesting to see. Here's the yearly budget simple overview. You can see that we just broke the lines everywhere, and we're just skyrocketing. I'm interested in seeing if we're gonna have a further increase this year. It would be kind of interesting. I'm actually, that's one thing that I didn't mention here. We're sort of escalating relations with Russia, because they are fairly weak compared to us, and I wouldn't really mind stripping them of the Baltic states and Finland and getting those under our control. So that's something to keep in mind, that might also happen. Research categories, we didn't have such a great year in research. We had better years, but this one wasn't really bad at all either. We have gained a level in machine development, 1 in turret and gun mountings, and 1 in ship design. We gained 1 in light forces and torpedoes, 1 in fleet tactics, 1 in naval aviation lighter than air, 1 in shipboard aircraft operations, 2 in amphibious operations, and 1 in naval guns. By the way, someone posted a comment while I was on vacation about the amphibious operations. It's something that I wasn't aware of, but you can make amphibious landings, which is kind of interesting. I really had no idea. There should be a way during the war, when you click on an area, to launch an amphibious invasion. So we're going to see how that's going to work for us later on if we get into conflict with somebody. So, I thought that it was just for the support of the army, but you can probably just direct your... No, actually not direct your army. Usually how amphibious operations went, I'm not an expert, but it was spearheaded by Marines, which were part of the Navy, and then the army landed and took over the operation. So maybe that's how this is working as well. We've seen some levels already too, which told us a little bit about how it's going to work. So maybe we should pay more attention to the amphibious operations, because they seem like a great way how to gain some colonies. Fleet overview. Well, major changes. We used to have 4 battleships, now we have only 1. The reason for this is that most of our battleships have been refitted as heavy cruisers, and one of them has been refitted as a light carrier, our basically prototype carrier. So we are almost completely devoid of battleships, which is fine, because they were all pre-Dreadnoughts, and reclassifying them as heavy cruisers will basically allow us to create a new generation of battleships. But I'll ask you guys about it. I'm going to make a poll that's going to go up after this episode, where we're going to decide, are we going to continue with the battlecruisers, or should we build a bunch of battleships? I actually think that building another squadron of battlecruisers would be more beneficial to us, because I like the speed, and we have a really good design going with the battlecruisers. But I'll see what you guys will think about it. We're building additional 5 destroyers, and we're building god-awful amount of submarines. I was actually shocked when I was preparing for this episode. The fact that we have 19 submarines and building 50 more is crazy. But on the other hand, it makes sense. I mean, we should be way more bottom-heavy. We don't have enough destroyers. We're actually lacking light cruisers, so we should build a couple more, and we should definitely focus on more submarines and destroyers, as I said. So I'm going to try to get more of these into production. We're going to try to keep up with the submarine construction, because these will be very effective in any kind of prolonged blockade, and having a big number of them that could hunt indiscriminately in the areas is going to be good. I mean, we're going to bleed out many of them during the conflict, because a big bunch of these has a very low reliability still. I think we're something slightly below 80% now, and some of them have, I think, between 60 and 70. So we might actually retire some of them in even this year, but we'll see. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what our white carrier is going to be like, because I have absolutely no idea how to incorporate it into our fleet. I was not expecting that one of the Deutsche Kaisers would be refitted, dustily. So not really sure what to do with it. Furthermore, we don't even have a good use, because we don't have any bombers, that we could put on it. So having a light carrier with fighters only, that would work when we would face enemy carriers with bombers. But well, I mean, it's an experiment. We'll see. I think it's going to be docked in the Baltic, and we're not going to, rely at it in any capacity. But we'll see. We'll see, Once we get proper bombers, I'm going to, of course, put at least 2 air wings or 1 air wing of bombers and fighters on it. Then we might see some actual effect. But historically, the carriers were really good when... They weren't even very good at the start of the Second World War. The reason for that was basically the range and speed at which the aircraft could operate. When battleships were still capable of sinking enemy ships faster than the enemy aircraft, it was still the battleships and battlecruisers that ruled the waves. Pun intended. But when light carriers improved their efficiency, their operation, the range of their aircraft, and most notably the weight limit of the aircraft, and they became the true menace, then they started pushing out the battleships and battlecruisers, because they were just so much more effective at eliminating the enemy. Because if you can stay away from the enemy guns and you can just send waves and waves of aircraft against the enemy, well then, it's very easy to see what kind of result you're going to get. But again, this is our first experiment. I don't think we're going to rely heavily on light carriers, but we'll see, we'll see. Here is the Navy size. Basically, you can see that we have breached 80 vessels that we had last time, which is really good. We are finally starting to see a decent amount of submarines. We have the battlecruisers. We lost a lot of battleships as they were reclassified, but again, they basically fit where they were supposed to at this point, so it's not a loss. Here we can see the fate of the Deutsche Kaisers. One, as you know, was sank by an Italian submarine, but the Wilhelm I and the Deutsche Kaiser were rebuilt into heavy cruisers, and Wilhelm II is being rebuilt into a light carrier. Oh, and I still have Elba. Oh, because Elba is rebuilding. Okay. That's why I marked it here. Not much to mention here in regards to the ships. I'm looking forward to getting both of the remaining heavy cruisers, Ludwig I and Maximilian II Joseph. This year we can then do a little bit of an upgrade on the König von Bayern design and build at least a couple more, because they are the heaviest cruisers that we have right now. We're actually rebuilding the Gazelles, and we should really focus on some of the other ships that we have, including the ships like Hansa, because they are starting to age a little bit. But I'm mostly, referring to the older designs, like even König von Preußen could be revisited, because we got 4 of those, and they are now 12 years old. But mostly Prince Heinrich, Victoria, Louise, Hertha, we need to decide what we do with these, if we're going to scrap them, or if we can actually relegate them to the colonies or as raiders, stuff like that needs to be decided. Now, bases on land fortifications, no change here. We probably should add more airships and Oh, I actually forgot to put here the aircraft bases, or the land bases for our naval aircraft. I need to fix that. I apologize for that. I'll correct that for the next episode. But what I added here is that we gained another 1,000 tons of dockyard capacity. We're not really making use of all of it, so I'm not trying to expand it heavily, but it is what it is. The officers are oscillating a little bit, and here you can see the actual skill. We reviewed quite a few of their capabilities. Unfortunately, most of them were below average, which, again, kind of sucks. But the results of our training and the situation that we have is going to be revealed soon. There's actually one thing that I didn't mention ever when I was recording Rule the Waves. There is a way how you can organize fleet, like a fleet training, basically, or mock battle. So we might want to look into that, because it gives your captains the ability or the chance to actually improve their skill. So I might want to look into that, because the amount of below average officers that we have is actually quite... That's probably the worst part of our fleet at this point, because I was expecting them to be really good, and they are not. So it's something to keep in mind. Anyway, I'll see you in the game. Okay, so here we are in the game. As you can see, our monthly balance is minus 52 rice mark, which is kind of, funny. I wanted to finish up on the previous segment by actually looking at the air groups. We can see where we have the naval stations, or naval air stations, they call them. Okay, so here's the, White Cruiser Wilhelm II. It's rebuilding. And we have the naval air station in Wilhelmshaven. We have the naval air station in Emden. We have two different squadrons there. We have a float point scout group of 4 aircraft and 16 aircraft as fighters, because I think that that's a little bit more useful for us, especially because we don't have bombers. So it's something we need to keep in mind. But you can see that we actually have no aircraft here. They should be automatically populated. Again, I'm a little bit iffy on this part. I'm way past the area that I know, so this is now completely blind. So bear with me if you have any advice, please let me know. But as you can see here at the aircraft types, we are currently waiting for a float point scout, and I think there really isn't any issue in always having someone upgrading some of your aircraft. So right now we have 4 available. We are developing the Henschel HS-103 naval patrol aircraft. I'm actually going to put these at the air bases, because they might make more sense than the float point scout. Do you know what? Actually, that makes a whole lot of sense. I'm going to do that right now, because I didn't realize. Can I remove this group? Yes, I can disband the float point scouts, because we don't want float point scouts then. We actually want the naval patrol aircraft. That's actually completely reasonable, because the float planes are good for our ships, but they make no sense in the general area of this. Cool. So we're actually waiting for the naval patrol aircraft to be designed. Its range is actually amazing, so these will make a lot of sense, because they could help us during the battle. They could scout for us and stuff like that. Do I think that the naval air bases are actually automatically operated? But if we can expand on those naval air bases a little bit and then add bombers, our enemy is going to have one hell of a time dealing with us. As far as the ships under construction go, we will finish a bunch. We're going to finish Ludwig I next month, and we're going to finish the rebuild of the Ibex. Topi is also rebuilding. And okay, so I had a typo in... Yep. We have rebuilt the Donau 1914. Oh yeah, it has the 2 15-inch guns. I forgot about that, so I need to mark that down. That's an error. Let me look at the speeds. The Delphins could definitely be rebuilt. They're... Jesus Christ, they're old. What can we do with you? Okay, we definitely want to give you mines and a minesweeping gear. And we could give you some depth charges, which already screws up your weight significantly. If we replace machinery, could put you down. Oh wow, that's actually really bad. That's actually really bad. Could I make you 18 knots? Make you a little bit faster? I could probably if we removed some secondaries. If we remove them completely. Because I don't think they would make much sense anyway. What was it, 4-inch? You would be able to work as such for about 1,000 each. Again, these corvettes are mostly mining and anti-submarine right now. Someone also suggested we put like fold planes on them, that it gives them a lot of extra benefit, but it's a question whether we even want to keep them around. They've been built in 1889, so if we... Okay, let me see what I could do. We have the... Okay, we don't even have the corvette available here. So you know what? Design me a modern corvette. Oh, why so small? 200-ton corvette. 300-ton corvette. Okay, 1800. Now we're talking. So 19 knots. Colonial. You have mines? You don't have mines, but you have a lot of weight remaining. So what if I really went with a turbine and made you 2,500? Yes, 2,500. You're overweight still. 22 tons. Fire control is not the best available type. I remove your secondaries completely. Give you better primaries. Oh, there actually isn't much of a reason. Could you increase the amount? No, single turrets are the only ones available. Okay, so decrease guns. You have 92. Okay, give you maximum mines. Minesweeping gear, depth charges. And yeah, this is so much better. This is just so much better. The speed is still... Okay, well, just lowering the deck armor like this made, removed all of the issues. Actually, I'm thinking if we really did this, that could work. You could have a seaplane, but we don't have a catapult. I asked in the comments, someone mentioned catapults come around 1930, or 1925, so that really isn't much of a point waiting for that. But look at that. Now we have depth charges, mines, we have a float plane on it, 2,500 displacement belt, speed is better, fire control is better. This is just so much better overall, like for everything. Grönig, I don't like that. Fritz Reuter. So we had ships with the female name. So now maybe we could have a ship class with male names. Fyodor. It would take 14 months to build. 521 to build. So we could build like 6 of you to replace the 3 that we will retire. So I kind of like this setup a lot. I really don't know if the seaplane is gonna make, much sense, but it was suggested, and I kind of understand that they could work as advanced scouts or stuff like that, so why not add them? So, Fyodor, are you okay? Yes, I know. So let's do it. 700 for the take 1 month. Okay, so that's happening. I was not expecting that, but that's happening nonetheless. Research-wise, we are doing okay. So yeah, let's end the turn. Ludwig I is commissioned into the Navy. During trials, it is found that the ship has trouble reaching her design speed. Oh, that sucks. Our ship Ibex has finished her reconstruction, and we get a research breakthrough in naval aviation heavier than an aircraft bombing of ships. Nice. Okay, so we now have light bombs available. I'm reading that as that we need, the bombers, or that we can get the bombers now. Grand Admiral Holman is placed in command of the High Seas Fleet. Got a couple of ships. Fighter Squadron of Naval Air Station Wilhelmshaven has re-equipped with Junkers U-84B. Okay. Air bombing with light bombs, and okay. Data's design is ready for construction. We can build 6 of them immediately. So go to build screen. Okay, Fyodor, you're gonna be the first one. And let's build another one. Can you suggest a name? No, Sofia. So Karol is gonna be the next one. We're gonna build Leopold. We're gonna build Ludwig. We're gonna build Maximilian. And the 6th one is going to be Franz. Okay, so we're building 6 new corvettes. Again, these are going to be mostly for submarine hunting and mining. This is what they will excel in, and I'm really looking forward to having them, distributed. Because while our main fleets are going to operate and hunt and fight, corvettes are going to stay behind and make sure that our territory is generally safe. So we have a new ship here. Okay, you're active, so go to reserve, and we should have someone working up. Yes, the Gazelles, Zingo, okay, reserve, and yes, Ludwig is gonna go to reserve as well. And we need to add Ludwig to our divisions. So the High Seas Fleet Cruiser support, you're gonna get Ludwig, which is good. So Ludwig is gonna... Sucks that its speed is an issue. That is bad, but what can we do? And we've built it, and now we have to deal with it. And we actually have a monthly balance, extra monthly balance. So let us look at some of the other ships that we have here. We have the Delphins. Those are gonna get completely scrapped. Hertha, the old Hertha. So what could we do with you? You still have pretty good guns. I actually like that. Ship is slightly overweight, and your speed is 22 knots. Could make you go to 24. No, it won't allow more than 23. Which actually at this point makes very little sense to do anything with you, because if we do that, I really have to completely change the guns. Yeah, makes no sense. So Hertha is actually, sort of okay. So what about Victoria Louise? Because those ones are aging like milk. They have a quality -2 8-inch guns. Jesus. 21 knots. I think you guys might be a candidate for retirement. Actually, they could get to 24. Give you a director and a director. 12 months, 100. 8 caliber 6. That this gun is just awful though. Armored cruiser, your belt and everything is just... Then again, what if we change the turrets? What if we change the turret to a 7-inch one, which is much better? It makes it a little bit more costly. But these guys could be very well hunters and raiders, because 24 knots is decent for heavy cruiser. Let's call this 16,000. They get a ton of torpedoes. Additional deck armor is useless. I don't want to give you a flight deck or anything, and the weight remaining might actually be pretty cool. So we could rebuild the Victoria Louise. I think we have 3 of those, don't we? Yeah. And we could rebuild them as raiders. Too bad we can't increase the range. It would be pretty good to have them as a long range. Or actually, that's a question. Won't we replace them? Because we wanted to build that. We could design a light cruiser. This sucks. Why are you designing them like this? Why are you designing them like this? 3,700. Yeah, it would be cheaper to build than they would be to refit, which kind of tells me all I need here. If I give you an extreme range, a spacious accommodation, and just make you... Oh my god. It's actually gonna be really hard. Oh, okay. Give you 7-inch guns. No legal design. So as a light cruiser, you're fine. Can I give you better guns at least? English has not researched double or triple turrets on a light cruiser. Okay, so we can't. Okay, so you would have something like this, and now, okay, now you're more expensive, but it's still much better than keeping the Victoria Louise around, because you, with this kind of speed, are gonna be just unbelievably good. We can give you mines, we can give you, no depth charges. Can you get torpedo defense? I don't think so. No, you can. Because that's gonna be important. And if I put you just to 29 knots, it offsets the torpedo defense. I'm really tempted to give you better guns, but the 6-inch guns are just quality -1. 2.16, 11,000 yards. 11,000 yards, yeah. I think that having you as light one would be better, because it just makes you better, and this would be a long-range hunter, basically. How much bigger would you need to be to actually fit with this kind of speed? Yeah, it's outside parameters, okay. So we can't do that. Our engine part is also speed. So that's not working. Deck turrets, all or nothing. Spacious. I'm searching for where we could save a little bit of weight. You have the torpedoes. You have the mines. Max that one out. Yeah, I mean, this just makes you so much better at what you do. 7,200. Extreme. If I wanted normal, would this offset it? Yes, it would. Could I make you 8,000 tons? Yes. So could we go with reliability? We couldn't. So 28. Okay, let's go 28. And it makes you much better. 7,200 tons. I like this. 72 mines. Could you get minesweeping gear? No. Okay, you can't. So 72 mines. Could we give you more tubes? We could. Okay. That's actually pretty good. That's good news. So let's make you 7,500 tons. So you have a little bit of weight remaining. Torpedo defense 2. No belt or anything, but you are not meant to. You're meant to run away. You're meant to strike and hunt and run away. Could I give you more ammo? Because you're going to be operating outside of our... If you can run out of fuel, you can definitely run out of gun ammo. So, let's make sure that you have everything you need. Cool. So, Gazelle. Augsburg. Calm. Bonn. Cottbus. Gazelle. I kinda don't like that name. But then again, we do have Gazelle, so could we call you Gazelle 2? Why not? I mean, that actually could be an homage to, the Gazelles that we had, and that we built, and that we're here with since the beginning of the game, so I don't mind that. So the second type of Gazelle. Spacious, again, just double checking everything is fine. Let's make the mines maxed. A little bit of extra weight, speed 28, reliability, extreme range, spacious. We've never done anything like this, but in case we get into conflict with someone like United States, these are going to be pretty useful for us. And that also means that we are going to retire Victoria Louise once these come into service. So we have 3 of these, don't we? Yeah, so we can build 4 or 5. Cool. So end the turn. We're actually making quite a lot of advances here. Armor development, improved homogeneous armor, gradual improvement in armor quality. Our scientists have made unexpected advances in fleet tactics. Battle turn away. Enables battle turn away maneuver. Not sure what that is. We're gonna discover that together. So intelligence report from Russia, Topi, finished reconstruction. Grand Admiral Regensburg, shown himself to be of average ability. Anything above below average is good. A couple of news. It's actually pretty good. We're gonna save our money for the Gazelle, which is gonna come next turn. I'm gonna see what we can do with that. Air groups. Oh yeah, we're starting to see some aircraft being built. So Wilhelmshaven already has 11 out of the 16 fighters. Yep. Good. So end the turn. We have commissioned 2 submarines. Captain Zurza Hirt of battleship Elba, average disciplinarian, has imposed harsh punishment for minor infractions on several occasions. He is reportedly hated by the officers and crew alike of battleship Elba, and fleet morale has suffered. What should we do about it? I see no wrong in his action. Discipline is the foundation of a well-functioning navy. Tell him quietly to ease up on punishment. Have him transferred to a post ashore. We have a lot of extra officers, so harsh punishment for minor infractions. Have him transferred. We have the extra prestige. Triple Bolton, gradual damage control improvement. Okay. And anti-submarine warfare, early hydrophones. Nice. Gradual increase in anti-submarine warfare capacity. Indecisive engagement has taken place between the Spanish and United Navies in the Caribbean. Okay. We've commissioned 2 submarines. That's fine. And our latest design, Gazelle 2, is ready for construction. Okay. So go to build screen. We're gonna start building the first one, which is Gazelle 2. And it's gonna cost us 1,200 per month. Once we finish the rebuilds next month, we're gonna put 2 more into construction. And we're actually gonna replace the ones that we have. So Zebra, Ibex, and Topi. Cool. And what are we doing with the submarines? You can see that some of our ships or some of our submarines have really low reliability. If we built new ones, some coastal submarines at this point, I mean 76, that's not such a major improvement. So it's kind of hard to... Where are you located? Can I see that? That's a little bit weird. We have 2 submarines here. We have 17 submarines over here, and we have none in the Mediterranean. Right? Yeah, we don't. So it would make sense to actually move some of the coastal submarines there. So let me see. Submarines. Coastal submarines. Let's actually move all of you to the Mediterranean. Because I would like to have you there in case of a conflict breaking out between Austria-Hungary and Italy, because we cannot move you there afterwards. Wilhelm II has finished her reconstruction. Wilhelm I has finished her reconstruction, and we gained superimposed guns on destroyer. Enable superimposed gun mounts on destroyer. Well, it's actually kind of funny, but okay. And we finished, or Junkers company developed an improved model of the fighter Junkers Ju-84B. Okay. So as the sea, more speed, more range. That's actually pretty good. We have 35 out of 80 of the older ones in service. These ones are much better. The range is abysmal though. 50 naval miles is just insane, but you know, gradual baby steps. We had a couple of changes here and there, which is fine. So let me see, who did we... Yes, Gazelles. So you guys have no 48 miles. I'm not entirely sure what I wanted to do with you. I think you were supposed to go as a second battle fleet. Lübeck, Wismar, Hamburg. Second battle group. Because you are very fast, and you would be pretty good when it comes to mining. So let me just create a new division for you. And we're gonna call you, it's gonna be a light cruiser division, and we're gonna call this East Asia Light Cruiser Division, EA. And you guys are gonna have the free ships that we have over here, and we will move you, all of you. I don't know if we can move you when you're in reserve though, but we can definitely pay for you if we need to. And we want to move you to Northeast Asia, because you're gonna be able, they need to be in an active fleet, but you're gonna be in charge of mining the hell out of this place when it comes down to it, because, and hunting enemy. I'm basically preparing for war with Russia. That's really interesting. I didn't realize it until now that we're doing that. So zebra, ibex, and topi. We can build a couple more. So zebra 2 and topi 2. And I could even build a third one. So ibex 2. That means we'll have 4, and they will replace the so-called heavy cruisers. Prince Heinrich. Were these the one that we... No, Victoria Luis. We were considering Victoria Luis. And what can we do with you? Can we do something with you, is my question. Replace machinery. How fast could you go? 22 knots. Yeah, that's really bad. These have to be retired. So we're gonna build... There's only 2 of you, isn't it? Yep. So we'll build the Breslau ones. The White Cruiser Breslau instead. Okay, so we're slowly replacing our ships. Oh yeah, private shipbuilding is expanding. Okay, we've commissioned the submarine SSMU 703. Deutsche Kaiser has finished the reconstruction, and a spy from Great Britain has been discovered. Give it maximum publicity and denounce them. Mastering slender hull girders, explosive shells. Research team reports they are not grasping the principles of Daihatsu barges. And new floatplane scout prototypes are ready for evaluation. So we're using you. And we really don't have that much of an upgrade. So the only one that has the same speed is the Dornier. The 108 has the same max speed, same cruise speed, has a better range, firepower. It's more maneuverable and tougher. So yeah, Dornier 108 is the one. So, intelligence report from Italy, they're building an airbase in Cagliari. Okay. Russia is said to have increased their naval budget. And we finished the mining submarine. Okay, so we made Great Britain a little bit angry, but they deserve it. I'm gonna increase the intel on you, and we're gonna start increasing intel on Italy, because, stuff can happen. I don't like the fact that Great Britain is allied with Japan. That sounds weird. But I mean, historically, that's correct. Especially for this time period. So what did we want to do? Okay, so we finished our submarine, the first mining one. No, actually, no, we haven't. We have 3 of those. Okay, so you guys can be... So location, we got you guys in Northern Europe. Okay, that's acceptable. We'll have a couple of coastal submarines there. We have you in Northern Europe as well. That's fine. And these mining submarines actually need to move to the Baltic. I want you in the Baltic. And we're going to commission a couple more submarines. Yeah, the name is completely screwed. So you... 704. You... 705. And we still have a large monthly balance. So let's build... Let's actually look at the Breslau design, if we can do something with it. 215 weight. I could increase the speed slightly. Design is not legal. We can now get the directors as well. I would have to lower the ammo. Which we could. I mean, there's nothing... that will stop us from that. Or I could just simply make you slightly bigger. And it makes a lot of sense. Wow, sloped deck would be really we're using a really old armor design on these. That's surprising. And it's now okay. So we can't because it is immediately seen as a different design. Yeah, we're back. Okay, I can normal, that's fine. Medium, that's fine. Actually, hold on, let's look at it again, because I want to make sure that I didn't screw anything up. Okay, 6,600. We want the director and the director, and we could make you faster. 50. Okay, and we can do it like this. 6,800. The mines are there, everything is there. Protected cruiser, everything is okay. So suggest a name. Königsberg. That's actually a big one. So let's go Aachen. I'm gonna build 2 of you. Wait, what? Design not legal. Oh, okay, we don't have the director designed for you. So like this then. Yes. Yep. Cool. So that happened. We're gonna put 2 of those into construction. No. I need to... Yeah. Wilhelm II has finished working up. We need to assign... That's the second turn where I didn't assign any air groups to it. 2 ships finished working up. Japanese government is offering to sell us the right to light forces and torpedo warfare. Of course. Of course. Research breakthrough. Superimposed X gun mounts on light cruisers. And slender hull girders. 1% weight saving on hull. And our new naval patrol Henshaw is ready for operational service. Cool. Aachen is ready for construction. So let's build 1. And I could start building another one. Chemnitz, sure, why not? That sounds like a good name. And we have to really look at the ships that we rebuilt. So Deutscher Kaiser, where are you? Wilhelm and Wilhelm II and Deutscher Kaiser. So division editor, the second battle group is the Königs von Preußen. Wait, second battle group is Rhine and Oder, 24, and you're the second battle group. So it would make sense to actually put you over here. Or we could make you as a new division. Could we? Carrier division. So is the Baltic carrier division. And how does this one work? Okay, can only add you, and I can add a new. You're now okay. So Baltic cruiser division, and you're gonna be working with the Baltic carrier division. So I'm gonna put, where are you? Deutscher Kaiser and Wilhelm the First, and your division role gonna be a core, and your lead division is gonna be Baltic carrier division, and you're gonna have a role independent. Okay. So we've added you to the divisions. Who else doesn't have a division? Victoria, Louise, those are to be scrapped. Silva, that's fine. Prince Heinrichs are to be scrapped. And Frederica's and Elfits. Donau. Elbe. 23 knots. 2 15-inch guns. Okay. Could we add Donau here? We couldn't. That actually sucks. So you know what I could do? I could make Donau a Far East. Okay. East Asia battle division. It's gonna be. I'm gonna be relegated to operations in East Asia. Set division role in fleet flag. And you guys are gonna be support for East Asia Battle Division. Okay, well, I guess we made that happen now. So let's see how that's gonna work. Oh, yes, we want to do something with you. The question is though what we want to do with you, because we don't really have a good aircraft. And I still cannot get floatplane, fighter, floatplane, naval patrol. I can only give. It sucks. I really cannot get the bomber. I cannot get the bomber. So the only thing that we can actually do here is just give you an air unit, fighter, 14 of those, and then you're gonna have naval patrol aircraft. Oh, okay, so you are not carrier capable. So can I give you floatplane scouts? No. Okay then, so I guess we're gonna give you, so disband this, and we're gonna make you 2 air wings of 9 aircraft each. Or no, actually that makes very little sense. Let's give you 3 of 6. Copy. Does that work? No. Okay, so we'll just do it manually. 6 and 6. Okay, so now you have it. And the turn. Austria-Hungary wants to extend. Yes, we should extend it. Definitely should. Deutsche Kaiser finished working up. We got increased elevation on turrets. Fine. Fighter squadron has re-equipped with Messerschmitts. Okay. Intelligence report. Quincy. Okay. Now, who do we have in active fleet? We need to lower your... Okay, we'll keep, for roleplay reasons, the carrier as active, because we want to test it out, see what it's going to do. We are now moving to Northeast Asia, which is fine. Now, do we have over here or over here an airbase? That is actually a pretty good idea. Airship base. Actually, let's build an airbase. No, let's build an airship base on Sakhalin in Korsakov. And let's build an airship base in Sakhalin in Nuda. And we're gonna build another airship base over here in Liaotung Peninsula in Port Arthur, and one more in Liaotung Peninsula in Downey, because they could probably bomb the ever-loving hell out of our enemies. Boom times. There has been a windfall in tax revenues. What is your recommendation? Strengthen the navy. Should build railroads to increase the long-term prosperity. Let's increase the long-term prosperity. Research breakthrough lengthened torpedoes. Naval aviation early air-launched torpedoes. Enables air-launched torpedoes. That's great, but we can have air bases with capacity of 40 aircraft. Nice. Indecisive engagement between USA and Spanish navies in the Caribbean. So what does this mean? Can we upgrade the base in Wilhelmshaven? Wait, that's an airship base. Yes. Oh, we can... Holy hell, we can expand those? So let's expand you as well. And Naval Air Station, expand. And in Danzig as well. We're actually spending a ton of money here. Burning through our cash a little bit. Frigate Captain has left his wife and moved in with an actress. We cannot tolerate scandalous behavior that will sully the reputation of the Navy. I'm sorry, my dude. Armor development. Inclined belt enables inclined belt, new armor type. And we get heavy shells, gradual armor penetrating improvement. In the Battle of the Caribbean between the Spanish and the US navies, the Spanish destroyer Escano and light cruiser Infanta Isabel has been sunk. USA lost destroyer Winslow and Patterson. So the war is continuing. A lot of people are moving around. We have people promoted. It's fine. It is fine. And we're still bleeding out money, so not much to say about that. We have finished construction of an airship base in Sakhalin and in the Liaotung Peninsula. Great Britain is hosting an international regatta and sail race. Make sure they finish behind the host nation, go for the win. Let's make sure we end behind the host nation. Research breakthrough in submarines, improved diesel engines, increase in reliability. Good for us. Good for us. Still a little bit of an issue. Let me improve or expand the bases in Sakhalin, both of them. In case we get into conflict there, we would like to be victorious. Captain Susan Weinecke has been implicated in a scandal involving copious amounts of champagne and an admiral's daughter. The Navy cannot be a hotbed for scandals. Sack him. Recent breakthrough. Reduced gears. Increased endurance of our ships. Oh, reduction gears. Not reduced gears. Reduction gears. Okay. And our new photoplane Scout Dornier is ready for operational service. Additions during development has apparently left it somewhat underpowered. Okay, another battle between the US and the Spanish navies. American destroyer Burroughs has been sunk. Spain lost destroyer Alcala Galliano, heavy cruiser Emperador Carlos V, and destroyer Churuca. We have more ships in Southeast Asia than... What? Are you guys still moving? Southeast Asia... Oh, those are the... Yeah, I got you. Gotcha. So, our groups... We now have the... Why have you lost... Add our unit... Naval Patrol... Or have I not added them before? I think I might not have added them before. That might be it. I thought I already did, but... Naval Patrol... Naval Patrol... Naval Patrol. Good. Still no ability to... torpedo bomber. Yes! Range and bomb load. That's gonna be what we want. Those are gonna be great for our carrier. The testing platform it is. It's December 1916, so let's end the turn. Maximilian II Joseph has been commissioned into the Navy. We've commissioned 4 more destroyers into the Navy, and the Austrian government is interested in buying the rights to armor-piercing projectiles heavy shell. By all means. And we are working on the problem of improved armor testing methods, but success has so far eluded us. And research breakthrough in shipboard aircraft operations. Purpose-built aircraft carrier enables construction of purpose-built aircraft. Okay, so now we can design a new carrier. This was a rebuild, and we can now, based on that, get a new one. In a battle in the Caribbean between the US and Spanish navies, the Spanish destroyer Almirante Fernandez and destroyer Gravina has been sunk. Okay, and Spain is starting to suffer. Okay, and it's January 1917. So let's just add the new ships where they belong. So we have Maximilian II and Joseph, and we have... Oh, we don't even have all of the destroyers finished. So we're going to have to build... Yeah, we'll need 1 more month. So once we'll finish those, we're going to put more in construction. So you're the last... No, actually you're not the last. We're getting 1 more for you. So we have 4... heavy cruisers now available, with unfortunately the Ludwig being a little bit underpowered, which is sad, but it works either way. A name Ludwig, are you here? We're gonna go. No, wait, that's not him. Who is working up? Come on. Maximilian I Joseph is the one. So you go to reserve fleet immediately, and so will you. Can we mothball you? We actually could. So let's mothball you immediately. And in the next episode, we're gonna start by finishing the S4 destroyer. Then we're gonna get the Fyodors built, which means we can scrap some of the older ships. The Gazelles are gonna come actually in the episode after that, and so will the Aachen cruisers. We need 2 more of these, so that's actually another thing that we can do. And I'm really looking forward to the torpedo bomber. So we have 2 fighters available, the Messerschmitt and the Junkers. So we have 2 different choices. Yeah, you have more firepower, but otherwise you are worse. We have 2 float plane scouts. Cruise speed. Wow, you are so much worse than ever. Yeah, it's what they told us. You're more maneuverable and tough, but otherwise you're not good. And Henschel is the naval patrol aircraft. So how many aircraft do we have now? 94 and 88 airships. Wow! Looking at the numbers, we are absolutely dominant when it comes to naval aircraft. Not so much in airships, but we are really pushing the aviation, and we could build probably a couple more submarines. These ones are going to be finished soon, so now we have reliability of 79%. We had 76. Didn't it say 5%? Or is it 5% of the actual current reliability? Yeah, that would... Oh, wow, that would... I never noticed that. That's actually 5% of the 76. So there's a gradual improvement, so you probably never really reach 100%. Or, maybe by a late game, but I always thought that it goes like 5, added. But it doesn't. Okay, so we know what we're gonna do next time. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. I'm back after a hiatus, but it's a good one. And I'll see you next time with more ruled waves. Till then, you guys take care.